Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Thursday, September 14th. Holy Cross Day, 2017 at 16:10 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Well, quite honestly, I could have made this a lot more visually interesting. I could have shaved. I could have done little clips of things that I've been doing and bullshit, but most of what I've been doing is basically, taking laundry up and down the basement steps, horsing around with the washing machine, coming up the basement steps and trying not to fall down the basement steps. That's been the bulk of it. Then there was about an hour and a half period there where I talked with my friend Mike about camera stuff and operas and, well, some medical crap that I can't go into because we have kind of a doctor-patient relationship. And again, it's like, just sometimes you're just going down. It's like there's a long flight of steps from the top of a riverbank down to the river. They wind around, and guess what you get to at the bottom? The fucking river, which you can see right from the top of the hill. 20 minutes of prevaricating about the name for a particular lens. It's the same damn lens with the same damn serial number. What the damn difference does it make? I'll tell you, I seem to attract these folks like magnets. I mean, it's like all the people that want to lay all sorts of trivial distinction bullshit on Joe cluster around me. No, I didn't bother to shave today either. I'll have to shave before Sunday because I'm going to read at 8 o'clock service on Sundays, it turns out. I'm trading with the fellow who usually reads at 8 o'clock because he's got to be out of town this Sunday. And he says, I'll take your spot at the end of the month. And I said, that's great because I'm going to be out of the country on that Sunday. So things do work out from time to time. What did not work out today was, what did not work out today, though, was, I fucked that up, didn't I? Well, I didn't mess it up. The washing machine messed it up because it has continued its habit of stopping earlier and earlier in the cycle. And just as it did with Paul the other day, it stopped at the rinse cycle. Now, we were able to get his to rinse and spin. I couldn't get it to rinse and spin. I was able to get it to rinse, and and thank the good Lord, I was able to get the pump out, so I didn't have to empty that out like I had to do after it messed up like 2 weeks before the year's warranty was out the first time after I bought it. And I had the service guy come in. But so basically, it's been an effort. It's like you take these things out and you dry. You can't have too much weight in the dryer. You don't want to stretch the belt and overheat the dryer motor. So I've had to been running the dryer pretty much all day. In fact, I think there's still one more load to go down there. There's one in and there's one more load to go. Well, one doesn't want to have a big old, one likes to have clean underwear when one travels in the UK, or anywhere for that matter. And some spares. You never know what might be happening. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, do I just go ahead and buy a new one, or do I have a service call? No, I'm going to eat at least $100, $105, $110 on that, even if they don't do anything. I think I'm going to buy me one of these Chinese communist washing machines next time around. They tend to make fairly robust machinery. Well, see, I don't think the problem here is the machinery. I think the problem is the electronics in this thing. Uh, the last time the guy came over, he says, "Well, it's too damp down here." I said, "It's in the damn basement." I said, "I run the dehumidifier." Well, it's still too damp. It shouldn't be in the basement. I said, "Well, you come up to my first to my out of the basement, and you just tell me where I can have this washing machine put in my house. Give me a break. Just give me a break." What a bunch of bullshitty service guys. He says, I'll let you get away with this under the warranty this time. That was about, well, that was 2.5 years ago, actually. Yeah, just about 2.5 years ago. So when I get back from the UK, God willing, if I get back from the UK, I'll just deal with that. I only do about 4 loads of clothes a year anyway, 5 loads of clothes a year anyway. It's not a big deal for me. But I think I get one of these, these ChiCom hire machines or something. We'll see. Now I'm looking at my phone, missing my guy. I'm dealing with that a little bit better because I've had my say. We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, so last night I was just getting ready to go to bed. And then my neighbor Henry calls and he says, "I want to bring you over a piece of pork." No, a piece of pork. Well, that could be anything from like a pork loin to like a piece of pork. Turns out it was like a piece of pork. He says, I did this and I think it's really good. Well, I always like to see Henry. And plus, Liz had left her dishes or her takeout trays that I cleaned up for her, when she was over there tonight. So I said, "Oh, great." And then, of course, I'm thinking, well, he can take those back to Liz. And that's good. That saves her a trip. Me a trip. One of us a trip. So he comes over, and I was able to sort of Tom Sawyer him into sitting here with me and telling me a couple of stories, which is always fun because I love to listen to him tell these liquor election stories. And by golly, he was correct. Even though there was no pink meat visible in this piece of pork. I mean, no pinkness in sight. That pinkness had gone, if it was ever there, and I assume it was. This was very juicy and very tasty, and miracle of miracles, given the way they raise animals today, there was actually some fat on this thing. So there was some flavor. I want to come over and bring you a piece of pork. You've got to love a neighbor that does that for you. You really do. I know I do. God bless him. God bless him. You can't put a price on good neighbors. You absolutely cannot. Well, I notified the people at church that I'm going to be out of town, and I've been getting these really nice messages about, hope you're okay and good travels and this. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I mean, I'm so grateful for the people that are around me up at that church. And, yeah. I can't, what more can I say? I mean, I'm very blessed. It's a great church, And as it always does when you go to a church, it takes you several years or more to become integrated into the fabric of the church. But, once you're there, I mean, even if you get ticked off, and pissed off, and annoyed at it from time to time, and you think you want to leave, but you don't want to leave. Well, believe you me, there were many times I could have gladly walked out of there. Particularly with the previous, not the previous rector, but the previous rector. Because he didn't really believe in the divinity of Jesus Christ. He thought Jesus was just a really nice guy. And he put out some nice sayings. That's not how I interact with the divine, guys. And then the last rector actually believed. And then he decided he just had to leave. But I won't tell you why he felt he had to leave, because that would make me sound just make me sound horrible. But let's just say he was trying to take responsibility for shit that happened 130 years ago. You didn't have anything to do with that, Charles. No, he seems happy where he is, and that's great. And people should be happy where they are. On the other hand, St. Paul said in Philippians, "Be happy wherein you are," which really basically meant was, what that meant was, if you think you've been cut a shitty deal, learn to live with it. Perhaps that's a bit of a fatalistic approach to life, but still, it's out there. I keep looking, I'm looking for my Australian friend's stuff. I hope he's still my Australian friend. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this. I'm going to, I won't eat just yet here. It's early days yet here. It's only 4:20 in the afternoon, 16:20 in the afternoon. Tomorrow I have to, tomorrow actually I'm pretty much squared away. I've got the phone arranged for international calling. Oh, I need to call the credit card people and tell them I'm going to be over making charges on my credit card. So that's tomorrow's task. And by that time, I'll have the clothes all ready to go. So. All right, bye-bye, YouTubers. I'm debating whether to just not shave at all before I go over, but I probably will. We'll see.